The Metropolitan Crime Commission is a watchdog organization that was founded by the business community that is created to encourage the public to report ethical, administrative, and criminal wrongdoing. For instance, in the Nagin case, we were the organization that developed the information that enabled the government to bring the mayor to justice and try him and indict him on corruption charges. The role of the Metropolitan Crime Commission in the Nagin case was to accept information from a witness that had firsthand knowledge of an illicit payoff that was made by a contractor in the city of New Orleans in providing the former mayor of the city of New Orleans with granite. The Crime Commission was sought out by this individual that had this information because he was fearful of reporting this to law enforcement. And we were able to collect that information, determine from that source who the people that took instructions were from Mr. Fredella that had firsthand knowledge of the transfer of the granite from Tampa to Mayor Nagin's New Orleans granite facility. And we were able to put those individuals in touch with the federal government. They go to Mr. Fredella at that point and say, we can now prove that you bribed the mayor of the city of New Orleans. We know how you provided him with 2 tractor trailer loads of granite. Mr. Fredella, at that point in time, agreed to cooperate and has subsequently pled guilty to bribing the former mayor of the city of New Orleans and is now a cooperating witness and has testified against the mayor in his corruption trial. So this is a perfect example of how the Crime Commission operates. A person not knowing what to do, fearful of reporting it through normal channels, reaches out to the Crime Commission. We protect their anonymity, but more importantly, we develop that information and provide information that the government was not going to receive from any other source. The government is now able to take that information and build a corruption case that not only holds the mayor accountable for betraying the public trust, but also the corrupt vendor. So both sides of the equation, the bribor and the bribee, have been held accountable. Both sides of the equation equally culpable, and neither of those cases would have come to fruition were it not for the Metropolitan Crime Commission. Since 2009, the Metropolitan Crime Commission is responsible for generating tips and information that has enabled the government to bring cases against 22 corrupt officials. And those cases range from Eddie Price in Mandeville to the former parish president of St. John the Baptist Parish, to Aaron Broussard in Jefferson Parish, to Ray Nagin in Orleans Parish, to Judge Cressup in St. Bernard Parish, to the former parish sheriff in Plaquemines Parish, and a number of other officials too. Every one of those cases started with a phone call from one person that cared enough to pick up the phone and report that to the Metropolitan Crime Commission. I think this case against Ray Nagin is an indication that the public has now recognized their role in combating corruption, and they're more inclined now than ever before in the history of this organization to pick up the phone and report it. So the Ray Nagin conviction is significant, obviously because he was the former mayor of the city of New Orleans and betrayed the public trust, but it's also a victory for the public, not just of Orleans Parish, but of Louisiana, showing and demonstrating that the power that an individual has and the responsibility that they have in doing something with information about misconduct. And fortunately for the people of this community, there's a Metropolitan Crime Commission, and that facilitates the flow of information that would otherwise not readily be made available to law enforcement. So this is a victory for the people of Louisiana and is a perfect indication of why there is a Metropolitan Crime Commission and the value that we supply to Orleans Parish and the entire state of Louisiana.